All right, so this isn't my sister's apartment, and I am not in Portland, not even close. Got to my sister's apartment on the 10th, moved everything in, and then I got very lazy, or I didn't record any videos. Yeah, and I kind of just kept putting off recording the end of this video. I'm kind of glad that I did, because on the 20th, I made it to Lewis and Clark College, and I started getting ready for my new student trip. And on the 20th, we left. So yeah, Lewis and Clark does this thing where new students go on a trip, and you can choose from a variety of different locations and different things that you want to do. And mine was a week-long backpacking trek through this huge mountain range, which doesn't really look like Oregon at all. It's like very similar to the Rockies, from what I've heard. I wanted to use this part of the video to talk about my road trip to college, and also kind of to summarize my experience on like a Lewis and Clark new student trip in ST. So started my road trip in Cutoff. Then from there, I drove through New Orleans. And then I think it was on the 4th, or 3rd or the 4th, I think is whenever we ended up leaving. From Shreveport, we went through Dallas, and then went to Odessa to meet my sister. And then from Odessa, we went through El Paso, and then we stayed the night in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And that was all one day, kind of. We got there at about 1 a.m., but we wanted to get through Texas as quickly as possible. Yeah, and then from Las Cruces, we made it to just outside Joshua Tree National Park, and then went to Joshua Tree the next day. Drove through Joshua Tree same day, and then we went through Sequoia National Forest on the same day. We camped in Sequoia National Forest, and then met my sister again in Porterville, and then went from Porterville to Sequoia National Park, Kings Canyon, and then met my sister again in Sacramento. And that was all one day, from Sequoia National Forest to Sacramento. And then from there, Ben left at I think 3 a.m. I had to go drop him off at the airport. From Sacramento, I went to Redwood National and State Parks, and then kind of dipped from the coast, or went from Sacramento, dipped to the coast, and then came back to Grants Pass in Oregon. And then from Grants Pass to Troutdale, which is just outside Portland, and then all the way across metro area to Beaverton, and then we moved in. So yeah, I drove, I think my odometer was sitting somewhere at about 3,500 miles. It was a nice drive. It was long. Texas was extremely long. Once we got to West Texas and we got more, we went further west, things started to pick up, and it was, I don't know, it was an awesome drive. Definitely different than anything I had seen before. And yeah, overall it was just really good. It wasn't terribly expensive, and it was really nice, you know, cutting the cost with Ben, and he got a nice little road trip out of it, and I got to go to college. So I say it worked out, I think it worked out pretty well. I wasn't really able to stop and take very many videos just because we had a very small time period to get from where we were to where we were going. We ended up with an extra day, which would have been nice to know in advance, but of course you can't really know that. So I think with the time that we were given, I think we made good use of it. With all my college stuff in my car, and just, you know, having a mission other than just to take YouTube videos, it was kind of hard to allocate that time. As far as my NST went, I was feeling pretty nervous about it. I live at like -4 elevation, so coming up here to, at one point I think we were at 9,900 feet. It was a grueling task, I guess. It was definitely different than anything I'd done before. You know, talking to people, especially being in a new place, it's different whenever you have friends that are all coming into a new experience, and you're able to kind of like bond over this kind of like crazy scenario that you found yourselves in. And the people that I was here with and that I did the trip with are great. The leaders were fantastic. They really know what they're doing. Yeah, Max, Grace, and Rose, you guys are awesome if you end up watching this. I mean, I got a lot of experience out of it just being out here backpacking. We averaged, except for today, we didn't move today. You'll see shots of the campsite, which is way down there. But we were averaging about 11 miles a day with, I think, maybe 50 pounds of pack on us. So it was definitely a challenge, but I think like it was a good challenge to take on, and I'm really excited for school to start. I'm definitely missing some sort of routine right now. I don't know, just like how easy it was to make friends on this trip. I hope college will be relatively similar, and if not, at least I'll have these people. I definitely consider one of these NSTs. It doesn't really matter which one. Tomorrow night we're staying at the lodge, and that's an NST all on its own, is staying at the lodge and just being out in the Wallowas, just in a cabin. So no, I think you should definitely come out here, and it's definitely a good introduction to college, especially if you're nervous about like getting out there and like making friends. This is a really like strenuous environment to like put yourself in and start making friends, but it works. So I'm not complaining. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to start putting out videos once school starts and I'm kind of in some type of rhythm, and yeah, I'll be able to show you guys my experience of going to college, and this is some sort of introduction to that. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.